Welcome to Queen of the Classroom. I am your host, Amy Allen, and today I want to talk about your name. It's part of your identity. It's the first gift that you are given by your parents, and I want to talk about it. Cheers to Christmas cups. It's about 4 in the afternoon, and I am drinking my second cup of coffee out of my Christmas mug. So things are going great. So we had a professional development yesterday. It was a beautiful, just so much goodness in a PD. It was a lot to take in, and it was inclusivity, making sure that students are being valued and worthy. It almost seemed like each time that a new slide popped up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what the podcast is about. This is exactly what I want for my students. And as we continue to talk, I started getting filled with so many ideas of what I still want to present to you. And it gave me a lot of inspiration because it's so important for you to know your worth. It is so important for you to realize how much value you bring to this world. And that's just a small part of what I'm hoping you can get out of with this podcast, is a way to see how incredibly special you are. So one of those things that we talked about on how having students feel validated and seen was through their name. And my students this year, and I know my students from previous years have had this talk as well, but I really honed in on it this year with, if I mispronounce your name, please correct me on that. And there's a couple reasons why I narrow down and really focus in on making sure that I get that name correct. One, it really is your very first gift that your parents give you. And there is a lot of time that goes into creating the perfect name for you. There's a lot of vetoes where you're like, nope, I'm not naming my child that. And there's a system. You don't just pick a name out of a hat. And in some cultures, it is months and months of picking and perfecting that name to make sure that the meaning behind it is representative of the person that they are and what they will be. And that might seem like a heavy burden for some, but it's the potential that your parents saw in you from birth. So when I go into a new school year, I truly take my time with finding out how to pronounce names. And here's what I've come up with. There's a problem there. And I've seen people do this before. It angers me. I've seen it in movies and in books. You see it a lot. And it's where the name seems too difficult for someone to pronounce. So without even trying, then the teacher automatically assigns a nickname, a shortened name, or they continue to pronounce it however they wish. I have a huge problem with that. Huge. And it's for all the reasons that I just said. But also, if you are choosing to call the person by whatever you wish, then it devalues that name. It devalues that person. And so what I tell my students is please keep correcting me until I get it right. And I know that sometimes my tongue doesn't want to roll my R or pronounce the H in a name. And I know that I have those difficulties, but I will never stop trying to get your name correct. I will never stop trying. So please, please, please keep correcting me, is what I tell my students. And now here's another problem. Somewhere along the line, students were told, don't correct the teacher. And I'm not referring to, the disrespectful times when you're correcting the teacher just to be a jerk about things. This is your name. Please correct people on this. Please do. And as educators, we need to humble ourselves and know that we can't say certain sounds, but it doesn't mean we stop trying to get it right. So I'll give you a specific example. Last year I was mispronouncing a name. Almost the entire year I had no idea I was mispronouncing it. And about 3/4 of the way through the school year, then another student had said, Miss Allen, you're not saying that correctly. And I was like, what? And they were like, it's Anunya, like as in Anunya business. And I was like, what? I was mispronouncing it. So naive to it. I had no idea. And so I definitely corrected my ways, and I made sure that I was pronouncing her name beautifully the rest of the year. But along the way, she was told in the past not to correct the teacher. Or, I hate the response of like, it's fine, you tried, it's fine. I'm not going to stop trying. And I don't want you to stop correcting me. I'm giving that permission. And it's not something that I think students should be granted permission for. It's your name. It's the first gift from your parents. I have a very, I would say, easy name to pronounce. So in some ways, I cannot relate to this. But I know how important this is to my students. So I will keep correcting my ways if you help me by correcting me each time that I get it wrong. And please know that you have, I don't need to give you permission, but please, if you need to hear that you have permission to correct someone, you have permission. I'm telling you right now. The Queen is telling you. Please continue to correct people who mispronounce your name or want to call you by a nickname that you're not a fan of, or pronounce it in a shortened way that you also don't like. Don't accept that. We're better than that. We can do better for you with that. So keep correcting me. I know I'm saying it like 1,000 gazillion times, but I mean it. I mean it. There's so much value to who you are, and your name is just one small part of it, but it is a big part. It's a big part. And you are more than deserving of having someone pronounce your name correctly. I study them, especially when I have, in years past, then I've read the names aloud for National Junior Honor Society, and I spent weeks getting the name correct over and over and over again because it's important. It's important. Stand up for yourself, okay? You're so special. You got this. Keep correcting people, and we'll come around. Your name is so important. I read somewhere that, this will be my final thought, and then we'll wrap this up. If you're still with me, I super appreciate you because I know I kind of rambled there for a hot second. But I read somewhere that when you call someone by their name, then the focus, their focus, goes up exponentially for the next 20 or 30 minutes or so. So what I really strive to do is call people by their names. Oh, first of all, get their name correct. Call people by their names, even if they're not on my roster, because I want I want that person to know, I see you, I'm acknowledging you, I know how to pronounce your name, and I'm gonna get it. And so now I want you to know those things, to know that I see you. You may feel like you are invisible, but I see you. So I'm gonna call you by your name. And I want students to call me by my name too. In the mornings when we greet one another, my attendance takes forever because, well, one, it's very easy to get me off topic and we go off on tangents. But the other part is that I'm greeting students individually every morning. I will say, good morning. Let's make up names. Good morning, Bailey. I mean, that's my own kid's name. This is the first one. Good morning, Bailey. And then they will reply back, good morning, Miss Allen. I like it. I like that formality there. It's something that I think is somewhat lacking in society, but we don't have to lack here. Not in Queen of the Classroom. No, our standards are high. So keep your high standards, keep correcting people, especially when it comes to your name. Oh my gosh, it's so valuable. And I feel really good. I hope that you guys got something out of this today. I was so inspired, like I said, from that PD yesterday. I have so many ideas and I can't wait to record them all and share them all with you. So stick around. Have a great day. Make smart choices. Be kind to one another. I'm gonna go enjoy the weather because it's beautiful outside. Be kind to yourself. See ya.